A tutti! Bentornato sul mio canale, signora Lucrezia Davis, che portanto e portarti un altro grande video sul mio avventure in Italia. Grazie mille per avermi controllato. Now, in English, guys. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Miss Lucretia Davis here, ready to bring you another great video on my adventures in Italy. Thank you so much for checking me out. Let's jump right in, guys. Y'all know how to follow instructions: like, share, follow, and subscribe. So, most of this video is going to be focused in Florence, or in Italian, Firenze. And in Firenze, I learned that the Medici family was the most prosperous, and they basically ruled the area. And this is them right there. I don't think there are any heirs left. In Florence, one of the highlights of my REB experience was visiting a luthier shop, and that luthier's name was Paris Andrew, and she was fabulous. She took so much time explaining how to craft a violin. That's what a luthier is, a craftsman of string instruments. And hopefully you guys go follow her Instagram and check it out. She has over 55,000 subscribers. Not subscribers, followers who follow her on Instagram. Her page is so awesome. All right, guys, so let's get into it. So here I am just having a conversation with Miss Andrew and another luthier in the shop. There's actually 3 that work in her shop, but he was there. I cannot recall his name. He was working on a violin as we were in the shop, just going over some different things. So when you first start, it starts off as just blocks of wood. The main part is made out of maple, and she was just showing me where she stores all of the violin kits. And then after that, you get ready to go in and you draw an outline. Sometimes a violin can have 1 back, or it can have 2 backs. And here she was just showing me the split that they have, and then of course, they glue them together. She uses this outline, which is really cool, and this is how you come up with the model, and you trace it on the block of wood. And I'm just looking at every little detail here. After that, the main carving happens. She uses a big machine. She goes in and she starts to really shape the curves of the violin of the top and the back. And you can see that this is also what she is taking care of right here. Pretty neat. And it's actually a pretty tricky thing to do, guys. You're going to see me try, keyword try, to see if I can shape some of the violin. Here we go.
Damage it is small. Try pushing the nose down.
This
so
part?
If you hold it, pinch it between your forefingers, and push the nose down.
You guys were so strong.
I think there's just a knack to it. Like, you just get the hang of it after it. There you go. You're starting to get it. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, don't sell this one. Next came one of my favorite parts, a look at putting the purflings in, which are the 2 fine inlaid pieces of wood around the body of the instrument. And they're not actually drawn on. You can tell a really cheap violin if the purflings are drawn on. Here you can see she is showing me how she cuts the purfling, and I'm just inlaying the wood inside that groove right here. And the wood gets wrapped around there, and it protects the instrument. Purflings are super important. Of course, after the purflings are on, there's more fine details that come into shaving the instrument, carving it. Lots of intense and detailed measurements that are taken. She has all these really cool tools that help to measure the instruments because they have to be at certain heights and depths and widths. Then we took a look at another block of wood and was getting ready to shape out the scroll and the neck. I thought this part was really, really interesting. And she said that designing the scroll is one of her favorite parts to do in the workmanship of building a instrument. And you draw the shape on there, and of course they're exact measurements. and it looks pretty cool. You can see there's a little close-up of how the scroll looks, and then you get to cut that part out and add it to the instrument. So I may have missed a few steps along the way or got some things out of order, but for the most part, these are the steps in crafting an instrument. So next, we get to the varnish, which is a process that she enjoyed. Learned a lot about the varnish and the different colors. Again, not just paint, guys, special resins and material that go onto the body of the instrument. And look at this specialty. It is actually horse urine. That'll be used to varnish an instrument one day. Then we talked about the additional pieces like the ebony fingerboard and that go on. You put the chin rests and the tailpiece, everything, the pegs goes on, and then you end up with these beautiful instruments. These are some of her Baroque cellos that you can see, some viola da gambas and other instruments that I forgot the name of. Beautiful Florentine crafted violins that we have here in her shop that is just behind the workstation. She has these certificates that she makes for every single instrument that is built in their shop. All the luthiers do. We're just here shooting the breeze, talking the talk. And I just thought the certificate of authentication was just such a nice touch. I mean, top notch all the way, guys, all the way. Thank you so much, Paris, for being so hospitable and opening your shop to me. After that, we took the tram, which is basically an above ground train to back to City Center. But before we did that, we got back, I saw this news station. It's the Newsstand Nation Lucretia. In Italian, La Nausone Indicola Lucrezia. Yeah, guys. Here we go. Let's keep on going. All right. I'm going to keep working on my Italian throughout this video. I don't want no Italian speaking trolls coming for me though, okay? I'm a work in progress. Now, we went on a Tuscany day trip. We went to 3 towns: Siena, which was so cool, San Giammano, which I didn't see, and then Pisa. Didn't get a real chance to explore the second town because I got sick. Here I am before I got sick, exploring the beautiful countryside. I had this to eat, guys. Wild boar pasta. Yes, Miss Davis done messed around and had some of Pumbaa's cousin, a wild boar. Mm, I regretted so much of that decision. So much. But went on to the next little part of Pisa, and there's everyone taking the, mandatory pictures holding up the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And these pictures do not do it justice. So beautiful. I couldn't go climb the tower though. And I do have a little explanation why. Here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna pass on the Leaning Tower. It's not in the cards today. So sorry to all my Instagram followers and my YouTube subscribers. I'll get back with y'all later. Just pretend I climbed it. Yeah, pretend I climbed it. Here's some views from up top that someone else took for me. I gave my tower climb to a young boy who was sitting in front of us on the tour bus, and he was so kind to take these videos and these pictures for me. Yeah, I wasn't gonna make it, y'all. That boar, that heat, not a good combo for your girl. Overlooking the wonderful town of Pisa. Florence was great, guys. Reminded me of a regular city, a lot of despair. We stayed in the city center, mostly tourist areas. I went to lots of museums, the Uffizi Gallery, saw some pretty cool art. And I can't remember what this is called, but I think it has something to do with Medusa. This was the Ponte Vecchio Bridge, where they're famous for selling jewelry. Took a picture there. There is me in front of the famous David statue, painted or sculpted by Michelangelo. Probably butchered that. That's just a pretty chair I sat in that has my favorite flowers of an iris. Ah, Forense, thank you for being so good to me. I loved this outfit I had on the last day. Got that dress from Shein. You say Shein or Sheen? Now let me know. Gelato was excellent for the most part everywhere. And this is just a little short video. Going to go backwards in my trip now. Here I am in Venice. Venice was very picturesque. Anything you think of Italy with beautiful scenery and all, that is Venice to a T. There are canals everywhere. Of course, it's the city of canals. Such a beautiful place. Here I am just overlooking the water or the canal, excuse me, the Grand Canal by the Rialto Bridge, which is very famous. So I did take a gondola ride. Here I am on the gondola. That was very nice. It was a shared gondola. My friend and I were there along with a very nice couple. Here I am in Piazza San Marco in front of St. Mark's Basilica. Also inside of the Doge's Palace. This picture does not do this place justice at all. So much to take in. I almost feel like we should have paid for a guided tour. Highly suggest that. The Bridge of Sighs. I love this picture. Again, overlooking the Grand Canal through the prison walls. And here's the outside of the Teatro La Fenice, where I saw the orchestra concert. And here is the inside of the beautiful opera house where the performance was. And I loved this fit again. These chandeliers, I need one in my house. Venice was so beautiful, guys. Just great. We took a picture, I don't know, like so many times. Then I found this cool tea shop. We were just exploring, got some loose leaf tea for myself and my grandmother. Absolutely delicious. You know, I love loose leaf tea. And then here's a couple more pictures of some famous violins. I think this one was owned by the Medici family, Stradivarius. And here's my favorite instrument, the hurdy-gurdy. We saw lots of those. And then we took a water bus, and it's called a Vaporetto. Took it to the islands of Murano and Burano. That's Murano, famous for the colorful houses. Burano is famous for the lace. I hope I didn't mix those up. I don't know. We did a lot of stuff, but basically Murano and Burano, we had to take the water bus to get there. That was an experience. My favorite city in Italy so far, Cremona. I ate my best food here, guys. My best food. Of course, besides the really good food, was the famous Museo del Violino, which is the violin museum. Oh, there I am in front of this beautiful statue. Again, this picture does absolutely no justice to this gorgeous museum. Everything and anything you have wanted to know about the violin is here. This was literally one of the most beautiful rooms I've ever stepped foot in. Here I am doing a little bit of illegal recording for you guys. Shh. Oh man, all filled with that beautiful burgundy reddish velvet. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. My friend Jamisha, she took these photos, so photo credits and a lot of video credits definitely go to her. After Cremona, we were actually, well, before that, we were in Milano, and this is this square there, the main square, and that is the Duomo. And we also went inside the Galleria, one of the oldest shopping malls. I sure enough was in there like I had money, y'all. They had all the high-end stores. I stepped in, but then I stepped out. Went right on over back to the cathedral, okay? The inside of the cathedral was gorgeous. The outside of the cathedral was gorgeous. And Milan was actually our first stop, but my last stop in this video. The picture of this door, the architecture, absolutely stunning, amazing, every word you want. This picture, gorgeous. We climbed up to the top. That was a lot. But I did have a lift pass, okay? I paid for that lift pass, so we did not have to walk up all the steps. Here I am, get my top model on. Inside of the Duomo, like I said, beautiful artifacts and art. This is a little snapshot of a Sforza castle. This castle was amazing. They had these older cases where the bottom opened up. I thought that was really, really neat. I'm glad the cases have evolved though. And here I am studying more art and just enjoying Milan. I just love seeing so much art, guys. And here I am, last but not least, at the beautiful Teatro alla Scala in Milano. I saw the opera Macbeth. And of course, we also had to enjoy our traditional Italian breakfast of a croissant and cappuccino. These folks love cappuccino, y'all, let me tell you. Anyways, guys, that's the end of my Italian travels. Thank you so much for joining me. Last little part of my video is just a cool little photo dump of my friend who traveled with me, Miss Jamisha Harrison, who is an art teacher at Laurel Meadow Elementary School. Thank you, Miss Harrison, for nominating me for this wonderful award. Thank you to my principals who wrote my letters of recommendation. Thank you to my parent sponsor who also wrote my letter of recommendation. And last but not least, thank you to the Community Foundation for Greater Richmond for just sponsoring this wonderful experience for me to study the cultural influence of classical music in these wonderful, iconic cities. Y'all, that's a wrap. Let's get it. It's summertime. We're going to party all the way until when? Like August 21st. I'm going to see y'all on the first day of school. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. Bye-bye.